Hello friends, this is Deep Narayan Singh and I am with you again with new lecture in which we are going to discuss the CSV file handling case study based questions that are being asked in previous years board CBSE board 12th class exam for computer science. Here we discuss little bit about CSV and then we will move on to the questions and around 10 questions we will do on that topic so that you get quite a good understanding of CSV files. Let us move ahead. CSV files, the full form of the CSV is comma separated values. So here you have comma separated values files. CSV is a very simple file format and it has a very good characteristic, like one record is stored in one line and they are very light and all fields are comma separated. Space characters adjacent to comma are ignored. So if this is the comma, space before or after it are ignored. Fields with built-in comma are separated by double quotes. So if comma is a part of the data itself, then they are separated by double quotes. The default delimiter, what is this comma? This is called delimiter for this particular file. One character string, because it is only one character that is used to separate the fields, that is called delimiter for the CSV files, and that is comma by default. All the file handling mode, as they works for the text file, they also works for the CSV file. So before going to the questions, I want you to just go through these 4-5 functions that are used in CSV files. Like open function is as it is, it takes 2 argument, file name, access mode. Sometimes new line argument can also be given in CSV file, and it returns the file handle or reference object to the file reference object. Then we have a function called reader, which takes 2 argument, delimiter and file handle, and it returns the reader object, which is iteratable, and from using this reader object we can access the records inside the CSV file. Return a reader object which will iterate over lines in the given CSV file. Then we have a function called writer function, which returns the writer object, okay, which is used to call the write row function, by which we can put records inside the CSV file. So writer object will return a writer object, which is used to call this write row function. Inside write row you will pass on your record object. There is one more function that is called write rows. So if you want to put some iteratable object into the CSV file, or then you need to use that function that is called write row. But as we are not writing the question for CSV file, we are just trying to understand in this lecture. The code is already given and they have some fill in the blanks that we need to answer. When you open a CSV file in Notepad, it will look something like this. Let us move to the questions now and see the first question. So they will give theory like that. Aman is a Python programmer. He has written a code and created a binary file record.dat, and so this is a dat file, not a CSV file. Let us have this also. Then we have some more question on CSV file, and I hope this question is from the sample paper itself. So we should do it. Okay, and employee ID, employee name and salary. So what record will consist? Record will consist of these three things: employee name, employee ID, okay, and salary. The file contains 10 records. Okay, so we have no issue with that, how many records file will contain. He now has to update record based on the employee ID entered by the user and update the salary. That is important because we need to make the updation based on uh, employee ID entered by the user. The updated record is then to be written in file called temp.dat. The record which are not updated also have to be written to the file temp.dat. Okay, because we are copying the whole file into temp.dot. So even though if you are not updating the record, others those records can also be written in temp.dot. If the employee ID is not found, the appropriate error message should be displayed. As Python expert, help him to complete the following code based on the requirement given above. Let us see what is the code. So this is a code. As we see there, this is the file, that is record.dat file, and so this is a binary file, And by for handling binary file, I have not told you in this lecture, but I have this confidence you have some idea about the binary files, where a module called pickle, pickle is used to handle the binary files. Okay, then they have given the name of function, they made a dictionary, no issue, opened the file in the read mode, and then they are opening one more file for writing f out, because we have opened the record.dat in read mode, but we need to open that temp.dat file for writing. So what I should write here, temp.dat, okay, and the mode should be append, because we want to add multiple records in it, and it is a binary file, so the mode will be ab. Okay, my pen nib is too dark. Is there any way I can make it a little bit smaller? No. Okay, fine. So next line, if you see what is in the next line, they have taken a variable called found, made the value false, and read the employee id from the user, enter employee id to update the salary. Then they run a while loop, infinite while loop. So how this loop will terminate? We have other way to terminate this loop and try some code. So if try block is going to generate any exception, that is going to be catched inside the except block, and appropriate action will be taken. Let us see record equal to what is going to happen here. We are going to read the record. Okay, so there is one function called load inside pickle module, so that we are going to utilize. Okay, pickle dot load, and it take an argument, that is the file handle. So from which file we are going to read? fin. So this is our file handle where from where we are going to read. Then they read the record and compared that. Okay, so record employee id is the key, and this is the employee id supplied by the user. Okay, so after comparison, if that matches, found will become true, and salary of that particular record has been updated. We have taken an input function, or from user we have asked what you want the salary for that particular employee id, and then we are going to dump it back. So there is function inside the pickle module that is called dump, and it takes two argument. First is record to be inserted. Okay, so rec comma file handle. So now we will take f out. Okay, because we want that to be written in new file that is called temp.dat, and f out is the file handle which is associated to the temp.dat. So rec comma f out, else pickle dot dump. If there is no modification, directly write the record into the file. If what happens when all the record are exhausted in record.dat, this is going to generate an exception that is called eof error. Okay, so that exception generated from this load function will be catched inside this except block, and as soon as it comes, control comes to the except block, what will happen? This break will execute and you will come out of the loop. And here we are checking if our found variable is true, because we made that found variable true. If there is updation, then we say salary of the employee id has been updated. If not, then what can, no employee with such id is found. Okay, and then we have closed both the file uh, handles. Let us see what questions are being asked in that. So there is our questions: which module should be imported in the program at statement 1, pickle module. Okay, next one. So let us see the answer. First one is what? Pickle module. Write the correct statement required to open a temporary file named temp.dat. Okay, so for opening a temporary file, open function will take two arguments, file name and the mode. So as we are dealing with the binary files, so we are going to open it in append mode. Okay, so temp.dat, next output is also true, correct for our this particular fill in the blank at statement 2. Question number 3: which statement should Aman fill at statement number 3 to read the data from binary file. As we know, the function load should be used to read the data from the binary file that is defined inside the pickle module. So we have used that function. Okay, so check it out, load fn, and at statement 4 to update, we know that dump function is used to update. So record and f out. Now the file handle is what, where we want to put our record into the temp.dat, and f out is the file handle which is associated to it. So these are the answer for this particular question. Let us move ahead to the next question. Rajan Kumar of class 12th is writing a program to create a file user.csv which contains username and password. So these two things are there in the record for some entries. He has written the following code as programmer, help him to successfully execute the given code. What is the code? This is available here. As now we have this CSV file available to us. So what module we are using here? CSV module. Okay. Fine. So let us see next that is available here. This is the function which have two file names supplied, like username and password. Two things are supplied. Okay, to write, add the data into CSV file. How, what we are going to do? F open. I told you in CSV file all files all modes works as they work in the text files. So we want to read or write. Okay, we want to write data into the CSV file, so we will use the write mode, not read mode. What mode we will use? We will use the write mode. Let me erase it first. Okay, fine. And then rewrite here. That mode is what? Write mode. Okay, so here we are using the write mode, W. Okay, as we are not using here B or T anything, just we write the W, that's enough. Okay, so open function takes two argument. First one is the file to be read, and next one is the mode in which you want to file to open. And then we have created an object of writer function. As I explained in the previous slide, there is a function called writer which will returns the reference to the writer object, through which we can call write row function, in which we can pass our record which we want to write inside the CSV file. Okay, fine. So at that place, what we will write? We will write the W, and then we have another function. Then we have closed the file handle we have opened for writing. Then we have another function called read CSV file to read data from CSV file with open. This is a construct to open a file. One of the construct is available here, another one is this one, with open user.csv and in read mode as new file. So this is the file handle. Now new file reader. So this is the object of reader. Here one function is defined inside the CSV module is reader, which returns the reader object. Okay, reader object is used to iterate over and print whatever content available in the CSV file line by line. So we are iterating, as we know in our record how many things are there? Two, username and password. So we are taking here row of 0 and row of 1. Once our job is completed, we are going to close this file handle. That's it. And this, what this function is going to do, it is going to print all the record which are present in the CSV file. Let us see what questions are being asked over that code. Name the module he should use at line 1. So what is the answer for this one? CSV module he should use. In which mode Rajan should open the file to add data into the file? Write mode. So this is, or append mode, sorry, not write. Why? Because you are going to write multiple records into it. If you open it in a write mode, what will happen? Every time it will uh, rewrite the content and previous content will be lost. So for that purpose you need to use what? Append mode. Next is what? reader, because here you at line number 3 what you want a reader function to create a reader file object which can be used to iterate over and print the records stored inside the CSV file using this for loop. So this is at line number 3, and line number 4, fill in the blanks to close the CSV file. So there is a function uh, called close to close the file handle. That's it. And next, fifth question is what we is the output will be obtained while executing line number 5. So this is a function call. Okay, which function? Read CSV file, and where it is defined, it is defined what it is doing, it is printing the output whatever present in the file. What is present in the file? We used wrote these three records inside it, so these three are going to be printed out. Arjun, okay, 123 at the rate 456, and the next one Arunima, Aru at the rate Nima, and next is Farida, my name at FRD. So this is what the output for or the answers for this particular question. Let us move ahead. Parth Patel of class 12th is writing a program to create a CSV file emp.csv which will contain employee code, employee name. Okay, so this record have two things, employee code and employee name. He has written the following code as the programmer helped him to successfully execute the given code. Let us see what is the code. Okay, so I am able to see that this is little bit similar or somewhat very similar to the previous question. What we are going to have here, CSV, and to write which function we should use, writer function. Okay, and for opening file for reading purpose we have the read mode, and for closing what we are going to have, close function. And what will be the output obtained? Output will be obtained whatever we have written here. Okay, but these two records are tab separated, all the records are tab separated. Okay, in each line, in one line itself, because we have tab available here, so we will not have output in different lines, but we will have the output in same line. Let us see the answers. Okay, fine, and there you go. This is the line number 5. Here for the sake of simplicity I wrote the output in multiple lines, but your output okay, these two are separated. Okay, fine, these two are separated by one tab position slash t, 4 spaces ahead. What is that? Tab character. And what does effect it produce? 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4. So one tab by default is what? 4 spaces. So these two are separated, employee code and name are separated by one tab position. Okay, next. So this is the answer for this question. Next we go for the fourth question. Preeti of class 12th is writing a program to create a CSV file. She has written the following code. Okay, display the employee record whose name begins with S. Now this is important. We need not to display whole records. We want to display only records whose names are starting from S. And also number, how many number of records are there, number of employees with the letter first letter as S out of total record, as the programmer help her to successfully execute the code. So this is a code. Based on that code they have some questions for us. Let us answer those questions one by one. Okay, first I should erase this one and read out the questions till then. So what it says, name the module that should be imported at line 1. So as we are dealing with the CSV file, what is the name of our module? CSV. Fine. We want to open a file for what purpose? Reading only. We are not writing anywhere. Okay. So the file name is what? emp.csv. emp.csv, and our mode should be read mode. Okay. Always have it in quotes because mode should be written inside the quotes. Now what I want? I want a reader object on which we can iterate over later using for loop. Okay, So for that one, what method I should use here? Reader method. It takes two argument, file handle and delimiter. We have two variables here, count record and count s. So the total count of record will be maintained here, and the records whose name start with s will be maintained with this variable. Now our job is to check which particular name is starting from s. How should can we check it? So there you see, this is our record. What is the index of first one? 0. Next one 1. Next one 2. At first index, what I want the first letter. So how should if any variable like a is having this particular list or record, okay, 1 comma Peter or 3500, okay. So here index of 1 is what? 0. Index of Peter is 1. And what is the index of this one? Index of salary is uh, something 2. Okay, what I want now? I want this. So I should write a of 1. We reach to the next element. At inside it, this is a string, so again we need to give the index of 0. So rather than taking a, what they have taken here? They have taken row variable. So row of 1 or 0, and they convert it into lowercase, so comparison becomes easy. Some names might be entered in lowercase, so that all cases should be converted in lowercase then compared with small s. So if this condition matches, what you should do? You should print the, you are going to print the record, okay, and then increase the count of where you are maintaining such record count whose names are starting with s. Otherwise, for every iteration or every loop, what you are doing? You are increasing a counter which says how many records till now we have checked. After completion, what is going to happen? Count of s will contain number of names which are starting with s. Count of record will contain all the record. So that is the final explanation for this one. Let us see the answers. First one, module should be CSV. For next one, read mode. Okay, fine. We have seen that mode should be read. Line number 2, emp.csv should be there. Okay, fine. 3, that is reader function object or reader object we need to create, through which we can iterate over it. Okay, so for D, fill in the blank. Line number 3, what it will have? Reader. Okay, for E, write the output obtained while executing. So what is the output? There are two names which are starting with S. So it is going to print 2, and how many records are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 records. 5 are going to be printed here. Let us see the output for this one. These are the two records that are going to be printed due to that print statement. Okay, available here. And then last print statement will produce number of s names are 2 by 5. So this is the due to the last print statement. Okay, so I hope you understood the question. Let us move to the next question. Legends Sport wanted to store a number of prize for each sport. Again, we have the CSV file. As a programmer, help him to complete the task successfully. Okay, fine. What are the questions? These are the questions available. As we know that this is a CSV file, so what should we have here? CSV. Okay. Now we are going to open that file. What comes at the line number 2? Okay, fine. Uh, what we are going to have at line number 2? What we are doing here? We are printing a record. Okay, somewhere sport name, price. So there is nothing sort of we are writing anything, I hope. Okay, uh, write the correct statement. We are not writing anything into the file. Let us see. So here, creating file handle, which function we will use? Open function. Open function will take two argument, file name, that is sport.csv, comma the mode. So might be read mode, because we are having no indication that we are going to write anything into it. Okay, wanted to store. Yes, yes, yes. We have not highlighted the question or read the question correctly. Wanted to store the number of price. So what should be the mode? It must be append mode. Okay, fine. So we are going to use here what? Append mode rather than keep your mind alive while listening the lecture, because it will help you to find out what should be written. Append. Okay, then if you want to append what object I want a writer object. Okay, so we will write here writer. Okay, writer function is defined under csv dot writer. Fine. Next, what we will write? Next, for line number 4, here we have sport and here we have what? Price. Now we want to dump that inside, or put that inside the csv file. So what functions we have? We have the write row function, which is called with the writer object. So this is the writer object. I will write here because my pen is too large. S writer. Okay, dot write row. Right row, and inside row right row, what we will put? We will put these two things: sport comma price. Okay, sport comma price. So this is the thing that we should write here. And I equal to I plus 1, this is the counter we are maintaining. Answer, you want to enter more record, and again the same thing will happen. At last, when our job is done, we are going to close this file handle. So we are using the function called close. Let us see what are the answers. CSV module, fine. Write mode, I don't want we should open it in a write mode. Okay, we should open it in a append mode, because we want to append multiple records inside it. Okay, so even though we will open it in append mode, no issue in it. Write mode is also fine, because in one time writing we are writing multiple records, not we are opening and writing again. So that is allowed. Going ahead, next is writer object at line number 3. At line number 4, what we are going to write? We are going to use the write row function at line number 4. At line number 5, we are going to close the file using close function. I hope you understood this particular question. Move ahead to the next question. Krishna has a class 12, is writing a program to read the details of sport performance and store them in a CSV file. Sport delimited with tab character. I already explained about the delimiter. One character string that is used to separate the fields is called what? Delimiter. As a programmer, help him to achieve this task. This is a code available to us. And what are the question being asked? Name the module should be imported at the line number 1. Which module? CSV module. This is a file handle associated with sport.csv opened in append mode. And here we are making object of writer. So here what I will write? Writer, and it takes two argument like file handle, and delimiter is now tab. Default, what is the delimiter? Comma. Remember, write row. So we are writing this particular record using write row. Fine. If your answer is yes, this is the header. First time we are writing header, and next time onwards we have created here record sport, then competition prize, and then we have to create a record here first. Okay, rec record we need to create. Then what I should how should I create the record? Open bracket, and we make a list of these sport. Okay, fine, comma. Next is what? COMP, because this is a variable available here. And then we have what? Price. We made this record in the form of list. Then which function we should use? Write row object we should use with the object of writer. We are going to use write row. Okay, write row function is going to put that record inside the CSV file. Okay, fine. If you want to add more records, this code will be repeated again and multiple records can be entered. And next, when your job is done, close the file handle which you have created. So at line number 1, what should be the we should write CSV. At line number 2, writer object. At line number 3, we need to create a record. But remember, this REC is there, and here complete RECORD is written. So you need to have only REC here and here, both should be same, otherwise that will give an error. Next, at line number 3, we have created a record. At line number 4, write row function should be utilized. Okay, fine. And at line number 5, we need to close whatever available. We have opened the file handle, we need to close it. So that's it about this question. Moving ahead to the next question, let us go. Mohit of class 12th is writing a program to search the name in CSV file. He has written the following code as programmer. Help him in to achieve this task. Okay, as we have seen, the file name is CSV. So which module we are going to use? CSV module. And he has written the code as programmer. Help him to successfully, what operation he want to do? Search. For searching, read mode is sufficient. We are not writing anything. So which file it is? This is the CSV file. So we want a reader object for reading. So what I write? CSV dot reader, reader. Now reader object will use to iterate over, and we are iterating over data and we are comparing. Okay, this should come inside if indentation mistake. At last, what should we have? F dot close. F is already written, so we will write close. That's it. So what are the question being asked? Statement 1 will have CSV, in which statement 2 we are going to open a read mode. Okay, next statement 3. So in statement 3 we will make reader object. At statement 4, what we are going to do? We are going to close the file. Okay, what is the full form of CSV? Comma separated values. I hope you understood this question. If you have any doubt, just comment, mail me. Okay, I will be replying you out. uh, Please do like, share and subscribe. This gives the motivation to make some more good lectures or good content for you people. Ask your friends to subscribe, share this video. Let us move to the next question. Here you have Ashok Kumar of class 12th is writing a program to create a CSV file, emp data.csv, which have these three things inside it. What are those? EMP ID, name, mobile number, and search EMP ID and display the record. So what it is going to do? Search based on EMP ID and display the record. He has written the following code as the programmer. Help him to successfully execute the task. This is the code available, which the file name is what? CSV. So which module we are going to use? Regardless of any thinking, CSV module we are going to use. Now we have already this F should come here. Okay, again indentation mistake while writing, and here you have this indentation label available. Once you have made this writer object, now your job is to put that content inside the CSV file. So which function will help you out? What are the questions available to it? So these are the questions. Okay, fine. So here we are going to use a write row. What we are going to use? Write row. Okay, inside write row, what we will pass? This rows. Okay, so we are going to pass rows into it, which will be written inside the CSV file. Okay, fine. Next our job is to what should we write here? Okay, so here we need to write two things. Rows will be written later. First we should write what? The header of those. So fields first written, and next will be written what? This records. So let us see the answers. CSV, and next one is what? Fields should be written, because these are acting as the header inside the CSV file, and these are the record in it. After that, so here rather than rows, what I should write? Here I should write fields. Okay, FIELDS. Next, After again I will write the right row, and here I should write the right rows, right row, and inside it I will pass rows variable. So these two are okay. Next we are opening a file. Okay, no, we are not opening. What object we are making? We are making a reader object. So csv dot reader, because this csv.r is used to iterate over, this is used for iteration. Next, what it is want, we want to search that on the basis of employee id. So now I got the row, in row where employee id is available at index 0 1 2. So at index 0 what I have in this row, so row of 0 I will write here, where I will get index, our employee id, which will be compared, and then if it matches the record is printed and break, otherwise what we will say, employee id not found. Okay, so line number 1 what, csv, line number 2 right row fields, line number 3 right row rows, and line number 4 csv dot reader, and at line number 5 what I should write, row of 0. Moving to the next question, Anuj Kumar of class 12th writing a program to create a CSV file user.csv which contains username, password for some entries. He has written the following code as programmer, help him to successfully execute. Again we have a CSV file, so which module we are going to use? CSV module. What purpose we are opening, for writing purpose? So okay, fine, we are writing it only once, username and password. Okay, fine. So either, if I should suggest that you should open it inside the append mode, so that again and again if you add some more record into it, this will not get overwritten. If you open it in a write mode, the previous data will be lost. Next we are going to see next code, that is for reading purpose. So which object, reader object I want the reader object here, because csv.reader, which is used to iterate over and print after completion of work. What I will do, I will close it, close the file handle which we have created, or file reference which we have created. Let us see the questions related to it. Line number 1, what it will have, CSV. Line number, for next mode, W mode. Okay, fine. Append and W both are okay. And next, fill in the blank. Line number 3. So line number 3 is reader, and line number 4, that is close. Okay. And line number 5, read CSV file. So what we will get output? You will get output all these three records. So this is the output. Display all the records. What are the records? These are the three records that are going to be displayed. Moving ahead to the next question, Abhisar is making a software on countries and their capitals. Which records are to be stored and retrieved from capital.csv? Fine, it consists of some records in the form of country and capital. Okay, fine. He has written the following code. This is the code available. Import, as we know, the file is what, csv file. So which module we are going to use? csv module. And this is for adding new record. Again, this is here you can utilize write mode or append mode. Okay, fine. Next, csv.writer, and here write row, country and capital. This is the record available to us. After doing our job, what I should do, I should close it up, because no more this connection is required. Next function is to display all the records. So which object I want? I want the reader object here. Okay, fine. So these two records are written, India New Delhi, China Beijing, and then so record is called. Fine. Let us see what are the question being asked. Statement 1, what should we write? CSV. Statement 2, append mode. Statement 3, close. Statement 4, reader object. Fine. Statement 5, what I should have? Output, as both the record will be available in the output, India New Delhi and China Beijing. Wonderful. Moving to the next. Okay, fine. So that's it in this video. I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and thank you very much for this patient listening. If it helps you a little bit at least, Please do like and subscribe, comment on this channel, which will motivate me to create some more content for you people. Thank you very much once again. Have a nice day.